What's up, guys? Got one here from Sigma Traits. Delusional modern women get humbled after riding the carousel. Let's get into it.
She believed the intersectional feminist girl boss lie, and, how's that working out for you?
Does anyone else just work their ass off for like the last 3 or 4 years for like a college degree, and now you have a job that you hate and you still can't afford life and you're still miserable and you can't pay any of your bills and you can't live in the house that you imagine and you just feel lied to?
Oh, you almost had it. You're gonna be quicker than that.
You thought that if you just went to college and got a degree, you'd be able to afford a house and like things that make you happy, but yet you're still barely can afford groceries or clothes or literally anything that makes you happy at all, and you had to spend the whole entire weekend in your bed because you literally don't have any money to go do anything other, like if you buy food you just can't have an entertainment budget. So I'm just wondering if anyone else is dealing with something like this or if it's just me, because this ain't it.
So you fell for the girl boss pitch, didn't you? I mean, that shiny degree was supposed to be your ticket to a mansion with a picket fence, and now you're stuck in a shoebox apartment debating ramen flavors. I mean, at least you're independent, right? Turns out the only glass ceiling that you shattered was your own sanity. I mean, here's the kicker. 37% of degree holders regret college because, surprise, debt and disappointment aren't fun. I mean, keep grinding though. Maybe that house will show up in the metaverse.
All right, woman says, do you notice that men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it, with a little frustrated emoji. And guy replies, top comment, if I want to play games, I got a PlayStation. Oh, that's great. Well done from this guy. Yeah, you know what, man, if a girl's not interested, don't bother. Do your own thing, focus on your own goals, your own purpose, or your PlayStation. There are better things to do than try to chase women these days. And ladies out there, a lot of guys are also worried about the whole Me Too movement, false allegations, and being labeled a creep. Women throw around the word creep for men so often these days that if a girl says no, yeah, leave her alone. Bye.
Yeah, the old why don't men chase me anymore routine. I mean, newsflash, ladies, men aren't playing these games because the stakes are too damn high. I mean, one wrong move and it's creep, predator, or worse, see you in court. And yeah, the real MVP here is the guy with the PlayStation line. He's got life figured out. You know, ladies, you can't have no means no and then expect a dude to grovel over you. Come on, pick a lane, stick to it. The rest of us, we're just gonna go level up in Call of Duty.
I cheated on my ex.
Yeah, I hurt him a lot because I'm also his first girlfriend and everything.
What was it that made you want to cheat on him?
I always wanted to like self-destruct, self-sabotage, but he was like best boyfriend. He treated me right. I don't know what happened, and that's my biggest regret.
Since our separation, I've been with someone who is better in bed. So Jen, after the breakup, there was someone else who was even better.
When we broke up, I was with someone that just gave me everything in the short amount of time that for 8 years I couldn't even feel with him.
I thought I gave my all, because that's all I knew.
We're like almost 30 now, like we should have like a family and kids. But I mean, like it's expected of me to have family and kids.
Self-destruction, the modern woman's version of journaling. I mean, he was perfect, so I cheated. I mean, yeah, you loved him because you were bored and then hopped on someone else's bed to feel alive again. That's a load of crock. I mean, here's the kicker. Now you're 30, single, and suddenly want kids. I mean, life is cruel, isn't it? Fun fact, almost 70% of divorces are initiated by women, many citing dissatisfaction. But hey, it's not like accountability ever trends, right? Welcome to the wall.
You want a guy to be a provider, correct? When you get married, how much of the household income do you want to be contributing?
Like money-wise?
Yeah. You want him to be the sole breadwinner, correct?
Yes.
You think you'll be able to get that, correct?
Yes.
How many men do you think can go out into the dating marketplace and want to provide zero financially and expect to get a partner?
I don't know.
Very, very few. The vast majority of women, as a lot of the women here answered, I want a guy who makes at least as much as me or more. Or I want a guy to be the sole provider. So could it be the case that the reason that there's a patriarchy and that men occupy the highest positions of power and the most desirable jobs and make the most money is because there's a mating pressure on men that does not exist in women?
Yeah, so basically, you want a sole provider? I mean, cool. Let's ignore that 13% of men make over six figures. And ladies, it's not 1953 anymore. There's no Sears catalog for husbands. It's the reason men feel obligated to hustle while you manifest on Instagram. I mean, newsflash, men don't occupy high powered roles for fun. They're doing it because they were chasing you. Men should be getting into these roles for themselves and not for you, but it is what it is. But keep demanding six-figure Prince Charming while you contribute not a goddamn thing. It's working out great so far, right?
Well, that's because we don't have to. No means no. If I go up to a girl and I ask her, hey, let's meet up sometime, or hey, let's go out, and she doesn't say yes, she says anything but a yes, then it's a no. And as a man, you move on. No. But the reality is, as a man, you only pursue those that want to be pursued. Okay? You will only go out with those who actually want your time and attention. Back in the day, men would apply pressure. But you know why? It's because you would get rewarded. You took a girl out several times and you guaranteed your spot in her life. That's how it was. You know, essentially your provision was landing you the girl. All you had to do was go through some dates, and if you liked her, she was yours. Now that's not the case anymore. A girl, you could go out with her as many times as you want, and she doesn't have to give you nothing in return. In fact, she doesn't ever have to do nothing for you. So that's the reality of what dating looks like for a man in 2023. So as you can see with all those comments, the reality is men will ask you once, maybe twice, and that's it. And a lot of women don't understand that most men also have issues with communication just like they do. So sometimes they can't read you if you're joking. So like I said, no means no. It's so easy, even a fucking caveman can do it.
I mean, yeah, no means no has become the anthem of modern dating, unless you're attractive. Can't negotiate attraction, unfortunately. So it is no, unless she really thinks you're hot. But back in the day, persistence did pay off, and now it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Dudes needs to invest effort, some cash, because it guaranteed something, like a relationship. And now, you could drop a fortune on dates and she'll still ghost you for chat at the gym. And so yeah, men are tapping out. And why should men work their asses off for some poontang when they can just go get an escort and pay for it? You can't expect us to keep auditioning for a role that doesn't exist anymore. Sorry.
I had an ex that did everything to pursue me. I am talking wine and dine, have these deep emotional moments with me. I mean, we would cry together. He would write these love letters to me. I mean, one day I remember saying I was sick, and maybe like 20 minutes later, there was a knock on my door, and my doorman came up, and he had delivered soup for me. Oh. And I think even a humidifier. This is so random. I was sick and a whole thing.
Yeah, right.
And this was like the norm for the first 2 years of our relationship, to the point where even his family and his friends were like, this is a changed man. We've never seen this version. And that fed my ego. That made me feel like, oh my gosh, like I changed him. He's totally different. This is real. This is true. And then 2 years into the relationship, once the in-love experience had ended, he was a completely different person. He was cold.
It wasn't because he was a completely different person. It was because he got tired of trying. He got tired of putting in the effort. He got tired of putting in all the sacrifices that he was doing to make you happy, and he probably was not getting the same effort in return. That's what he got tired of. 2 years. Sound like this man was doing everything and beyond to make sure that you was okay. And what did you do in response to what he was giving you? How were you giving him the same effort that he was giving you? How are you reciprocating the same effort that he was giving you? Sounds like he didn't do much, because she even said, that fed my ego. And one thing about females, once they get a massive head, they get a massive ego, you can't tell them shit. It goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, the guy almost sounded like either A, good guy, or B, a simp. It's kind of on the cusp of going either way. But he did write love letters, brought soup, changed his ways. I mean, And her, I mean, she just ate it up until the in love phase faded, like the honeymoon phase came to an end. Then suddenly he's cold. No, I mean, he just realized he'd been duped into an emotional circus act, and men can't keep up that level of romance forever, and it's exhausting and unsustainable. The lesson here, a man's devotion shouldn't feed your ego, it should build a partnership, something most modern women haven't figured out yet. And otherwise, he's out. And good luck finding another doormat. I mean, look, we're just witnessing the unraveling of relationships, and it's not just men or women, it's the system. Feminism sold women the lie that independence means rejecting tradition, while men have been beaten into submission by society's expectations. Meanwhile, dating apps and social media have turned relationships into transactions: swipe, click, ghost, repeat. It's like everybody's turning into an NPC in dating now. I mean, a solution? I mean, both sexes need to reset their expectations. Men, stop chasing and focus on your purpose. Wealth, health, and wisdom are better investments. And women, understand that relationships are partnerships and not an ATM machine. And everyone else, let's just shut off Instagram and have a real conversation. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. If you like what you've seen today, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below what you think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.